Okay, wait, I gotta get my glasses
I'm not tagged.
on. You should get like an approval.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. We're in the chill out zone at the startup precinct. We're here with Manfred. How you doing?
Pretty good. I forgot my glasses. Can I go get them?
No, too late.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, we're here with Manfred. He's in the River City Labs Accelerator or Hot Desk program.
Yeah, that's right. I was living over in Silicon Valley, and the applications came up, and I sort of thought it'd be really cool to like come back to Australia and commercialize the technology that we've been working on over in the States. So yeah, we applied to Hot Desk and got in, and it's been really awesome since.
Awesome.
I just held back a swear word there. Is that good?
Yeah, no sweat.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so give us a bit of background of your good old days hustling as an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, how far back do we want to go, man?
Like, I started at 14. I would say my school days.
Yeah.
I was selling to friends in school. Did eBay. Where did you start?
Probably my first customers were always my brothers, and I would pretty much do stuff like, I don't know, package up some of my toys and sell them some of their stuff. But I really quickly realized that it was like pretty good to have pocket money, but pocket money was never like regular in our house. So yeah, I would just do whatever I possibly could from a pretty young age, and that even started out with like Mother's Day, you would like pick flowers so you wouldn't have to buy them, and I was like, I wonder if I can like pick flowers and sell them, and just stuff like that, and things like that sort of grew, and we were just talking a little bit earlier about one of the first sort of more legit ones that I had was like school holidays, and I had some basketball cards already, and I really didn't like the trade-in value at the basketball card shop, so me and my younger brother, there was a VH. This was like video shops are still doing VHS, not DVD or Netflix.
What's that?
Yeah, man, these big clunky tapes, and we convinced this guy who had a video shop. We were like basically like, you've got no customers, come in here. Video Easy's got customers because it's sort of like cool and da 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 da. And then we're like, if we open a basketball card shop in your shop, then more people will come in and they'll buy your chips and rent your videos, and. I don't know if he was convinced on the economic case, but we had a lot of gusto, and he let us. We made him buy the glass cases so we could put our cards in there, and he also bought some, a few brand new packs of cards, and then we basically set up in the shop, and the value of my cards like doubled across that time, and we also got some money in between as well, so that was pretty cool. But basically, I just like got better cards because I had the deal that the old deal that the shops have were ordinarily, you trade the card in, you get half the value, you get some other card back. So I had it the other way around. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
For a little while. Yeah, until the end of the holidays.
Sweet. That's sick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So tell us what you're working on, and what brings you. So you're Australian?
Yep.
Yeah. So what brings you back to Australia, and what's this startup technology that you're working on?
Yeah. So I am Australian. I was born in Sydney, but pretty much grew up in Queensland, and. Mum's Aussie, my dad is Austrian, so that's where my funny name comes from, Manfred Neustifter. And basically, I've had a couple of other startups before it was, probably trendy. I had sort of exited out of those. I was living down the Gold Coast in Miami. I was living a block back from the beach. Had a great girlfriend. Had a nice stockpile of cash, and didn't have a very stressful life at all. And I was just like enjoying life. Just wanted to do nothing for a while before I knew what I would do next. And then a friend had come back from Chile, and he'd like raised a little bit of money from there, and in the Middle East as well. And he came through Silicon Valley, and then he was asking me, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm not doing anything now. Sort of like just doing nothing for a while, and just like wanted to like think about what I want to do, not just like dive into something like a rat on the wheel,
Yep.
And then he was asking, he kept like sort of like pushing, like, so what are you like, is there anything on the back burner? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, what are you thinking about? Because you've always had, all these things that you've been, thinking about doing. And I was like, I sort of talked about a few things. I was like, meh. And then I was like, yeah, man, there's one thing that won't go away. And I always had this really interesting idea of how you could do a way better electricity retailer model, or like a way better way that you could like interact with your consumption of electricity. And so, and he's like, well, what work have you done? And I was like, nothing. And I was like, oh, I started to do a business plan, but it's just like, fucking business plans suck, man. They take, if you do it properly, it takes a long time. And so I had this like semi-completed business plan. It was pretty much not completed, but it had some stuff. And he's like, oh man, nobody wants to see your business plan. And he's like, you got to do a pitch deck. And I was like, pitch deck? What's a pitch deck? He's like, it's like a business plan, but it's compressed into 15 slides, 20 slides. And I was like, oh. And anyway, so we downloaded one that sort of had like the Sequoia Capital, which is a venture capital firm. We downloaded their sort of criteria, what they want to see in a pitch deck, and I just started like working on that. And well, at first I was like, there's no fucking way you could put a business plan into 15 slides. It was like, I found it like really hard to just try and like be concise.
Yeah.
But that's probably the beauty of it. And all that happened is just like, as soon as I started working on that, then I like didn't want to do anything else. I'd still go for a surf in the morning and surf in the afternoon, and then I would just like, even when I was out there, sometimes I was thinking about, it'd be turning over my head, and then I'd be coming back and like working late into the night, just like totally frothing on it, and just feeling really good while I was working on it. After a couple of weeks, I was just like, wow, I feel really good working on this, and I just thought, I'm going to keep doing it. So every time I'd like thought about that idea previously, so that was like in 2014, every time I sort of had like explored it, because I'd thought of this idea a long time ago, I was always thinking it's going to get squashed by the banks because it's a payments technology and it's something pretty new and it's like awesome, and I just always thought like, oh well, probably just get squashed by the big banks, and so I never really took it any further, because every time I extrapolated in my mind how that would work, I'd just like be left with nothing, and I didn't really want that. But then this time around, I thought, well, all right, well if I'm going to take this seriously, I thought, well, I've got to like protect the IP. So I went across to Silicon Valley, and then my plan was to go San Francisco, like Silicon Valley, if I needed to, New York and London, because they're the like two financial hubs. And I just thought like, I'm going to go to where the best IP lawyers are. I'm just going to like lawyer up like really hard and sink it all. So I had like my life savings. Every time I get like some life savings, I like jump into something, and I like full jump in, I don't hold anything back. And Silicon Valley just captured me, man. It was after a few I'd never imagined. America was like the last place on earth I thought I'd ever live. So I've like had been traveling. I've traveled like through about 19 countries, lived in 6 at that point, including Australia. And when I say lived in the country, I mean like either studied or worked. Yeah. And I was sort of in Silicon Valley for a few days, and they say, Silicon Valley's got this magic where, connections just happen and things just sync up the right way and the right people at the right time, and that all was happening. And then also I was just getting like thrown into these like awesome meetings, like people just like, I was getting way up there compared to like in Australia, where sort of at that time I don't think I was, I still probably aren't getting taken as seriously here in Australia as I am in the States. So it was really, really good, man. So I just had all the feeling that it was like all the vibe is no longer just within me now, it was like there as well, and everyone was working on really cool stuff. So after like a few days, I was like, wow, if I don't change my mind, I'm moving back here at the end of these 12 days. So ended up accomplishing the mission, which was basically, like found a good like IP attorney who had just like left a big law firm, and he was gonna like, he had his like reputation, and he was going to put his blood and his sweat into this thing to make it as good as possible, so he'd get customer referrals. And so that was all really good. I had these like really good meetings and stuff, and just overall I was just like frothing on the place. And so I got back home and packed up all my stuff, like literally within 2.5 weeks. Like basically had all my furniture and everything in this little 3-bedroom house, and a lot of my stuff was like pretty dingy, but I like gave it all away, so it was probably good enough to like definitely furnish like a few places, and or a few rooms or somebody's place, and like basically hopped back over there, and I spent like 5 days in Hawaii on the way through because it made my flights cheaper, so it's a little bit balanced out. And the pipeline was on then, which was pretty sick.
Rad.
Yeah, so yeah, that was awesome. So we saw, like, basically it was Mick Fanning versus what's his name, bloody Brazo that won it that year. Not Felipe, Medina. Anyway, yeah, Mick got knocked out a little bit early, so Medina clinched it, but Julian Wilson got him in the final. Met some really cool people there on the beach, like one of the best guys I've ever met traveling, met him there on the beach. That was sick. We went for a surf like right after the final, and then yeah, got to the mainland of the States 2 days before Christmas, which, you know, like by the time I got there and it was like, okay, 2 days till Christmas, now what? You know, like it was sort of a weird time to just arrive just away from everyone and everything, but I was like just committed to just this path, and yeah, it was awesome, man. I just you know, I had made some friends before when I was there for that short trip, and then yeah, everything just, I had a cool Christmas and a cool New Year's, and then life began, 1st of Jan 2015, and sick. Yeah, basically, so what I've been working on over there is this new payments technology, and well, how it's going to work here. We're not in the market there or here yet, but I've done a lot of groundwork and stuff that you sort of needed to do because it's a really heavily regulated field. You can't just like launch like Uber and get in trouble, because with you know, finance, you get in trouble, you might just go to jail. And so yeah, so basically had done a lot of groundwork, and I put in a lot of like giving up my own time first for like industry initiatives and stuff in the States, and also just working on my own project, you know, in sort of stealthy mode. But so what we're going to be doing when we do come to market here is we're going to offer accounts to organizations like businesses and individuals, so people like you and me, and we'll have a card linked to the account, like a Visa card, so you can still just use that the same way. And the cool thing that we do that nobody else is doing is our payment system lets money flow continuously with respect to time. So that basically means when you go to work, instead of waiting every 2 weeks or every week for your paycheck, if you're going to do a shift or you're a salaried worker, you're getting paid in real time right there, like continuously. So your money is going up, like same like charging up your iPhone, your account balance is going up, and you can spend that right away from your card. You can save it, you can like lend it to someone if they needed to. You can invest it, you know, however you want to, whatever you want to do with your money, you can do that. So you've got your money flowing in from as soon as you're working, so you never have to wait for payday. So that's pretty awesome compared to like whoever else isn't getting paid like that. And then you can use flow payments to cover your bills and obligations. So if it's like rent, or you got any insurance or some sort of, I don't know, like student fees that you know are going to come up or something like that, you just set a flow payment for that, and then basically you just set and forget. You don't need to worry about when those bills and due dates are due, because you're sort of like paying for it as you go. And yeah, so then you don't need to worry about budgeting. And the cool thing is like right now, like banks and stuff, they have automatic payments, but they also let you spend the money that you need for that auto payment to work. And they like it when that happens, because then you get like a dishonor fee, and they get $30, and then the biller is like pissed because you're late on something, so that's no good for you either. And then when you need to borrow some money, like get a credit card, then you pay the highest rate, so the banks like that too. And so yeah, we just got like a total different ethos with it all. Basically with flow payments, it makes everything like super efficient for you, so you can't accidentally not pay a bill. You still have control over your money, so you can still like pause that flow, cancel that flow. It's like switching off the light. But while it's on, you're sweet, you're like taken care of, and then yeah, basically everyone just starts from a better position there. And you got to go with the flow, man.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Well, first off, sick story of your journey to living in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I visited there for a week, and I felt the same vibe. The technology sounds sick that you're working on. I'm still working out stuff in terms of, you know, financial stuff. You know, it's all over my head at the moment.
Yeah.
But I eventually hit that roadblock / opportunity where I have to deal with all that.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to hit you up.
Oh, absolutely, man. Happy to help you out. Happy to help out anybody. That's part of our thing that's part of what we've got to do, you know, with the hot desk thing, is that we're here to sort of help other entrepreneurs in the community. So if you've ever got any questions, you're definitely welcome to ping me. I'm at Manfred on Twitter. Even if you don't use Twitter, you're gonna have to now. Yeah, I'm always happy to help people anyway. So I've always sort of been like that. But it's good that that ethos is coming around here in the community.
Yeah.
So you're definitely welcome. Anybody's welcome who's listening. Any questions? Not all about just trying to like sell my product to you or something like that. It's not like that at all. Yeah, just happy to help with anything, and a lot of the people here are too. So
awesome. And what would be your key advice for young people like me starting out, and what general advice you would have for anyone watching?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, doing what you do is just like having a crack. That's what I've always done. Whether it was like, you know, even you don't have to start off with a legitimate business. You just like, you might be out there like washing cars, and then, or mowing the lawns or something like that, or selling Christmas trees. They're all these things that I've done, and you know, you learn a lot about making money. And my first like, you know, business that really earned a lot of that earned a lot of revenue. You know, that actually came out of like just buying a second-hand car and selling that second-hand car, and then did that a few times until there was too many cars that I could like sell, so I started renting it. And then it, you know, eventually that was around Bond University then, and then that turned into a car sharing business, the first car sharing operation in the state of Queensland. And so something can just come out of nothing. You just gotta like get in and have a go, and like treat your customers like really well. I didn't have to do any marketing, and there was a new batch of students every semester in that old business, because like I was like renowned for like really looking after people. Definitely the opposite of what you get when you ordinarily deal with stuff with cars. So I was like the polar opposite, and so that made it like really easy to do business. So just have a crack, look after people, make sure you're delivering value, and then yeah, just keep trying to learn as you go. But like, don't get caught up on you know, don't get caught up on like talking or
Listen, man. Well, final question for this live stream. What's your favourite beach? You've travelled to 19 countries. And what's your favourite city? Favourite beach? Probably Mercius in Brazil. That's pretty cool. It's just got everything. Like, yeah, pretty bad waves and beautiful kids on the beach. And it's just like paradise itself. When I was there, I was sort of like, it's like going out a bit soon, I got a huge big black hole. So that was pretty awesome, and just like a cool local vibe. And favourite city was it? Well, I mean, like, just because I like it a little bit because I've got some Australians that sort of do like piano. That's pretty cool. It's really nice, really cool culture. And if they're about to like leave, I didn't even get that shit. I love to leave it when I was doing it as an adult, so I can do stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Awesome. Well, maybe I should get it another time. Yeah, well, maybe we should catch the first episode. Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, you guys been watching Beach and Live here at the precinct. Thanks for doing this. Yes, sir. We'll also catch you.